I'll be honest with you.
All right, everybody. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, what's going on? This is Jeff Harbin, editor of BehindTheSteelCurtain.com, on location here with the rest of the duo. We got Brian Anthony Davis in his Mike Mitchell jersey.
Mike?
We've got Dave Schofield. That's right. We promised you that we would be doing this 45-yard kick, and we're about to deliver. It's a beautiful day here in the Mid-Atlantic, and we have already taped off, if you can see where the football is on the ground, 45 yards to that field goal post over there. Now, first, before we get started, let's talk to Dave. Dave, there's a lot of pressure on this kick. 45 yards, it's an immense feat for a casual fan. You're gonna get 3 attempts. Are you gonna take a different approach each attempt, or what's the thought process?
No, I'm going to do the same thing on all 3 attempts, and maybe one of them I'll hit it somewhat decent. I'm hoping to make sure I get it at least halfway there. That's my goal. I do want to say this, that last night on the Steelers preview, it was brought to my attention that the young lady that brought this whole conversation was 37 years old.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that's impressive. Now, granted, I'm sure she's kicked the ball every day of her life for at least 30 years. But doesn't matter your gender or anything else. If you're not a regular field goal kicker kicking it from that far, regardless of approach, at that age, that's pretty impressive. Now, if you're talking early 20s, even guys like playing Division III football as kickers, I think they could possibly do that as well as someone who's a practice kicker. But I tell you what's the most disappointing thing to me out here is to realize how old I am now and out of practice, because it's just how it works. Yeah.
Well, let's talk to Mike Mitchell here for a second. Mike, let's talk about these pants.
Oh, the Finneys, the BJ Finneys. Actual game worn by BJ Finney.
BJ's probably watching, so
I know
you're in his pants.
Wait, I tell you what, and he's probably excited about that. And I need to get these autographed by BJ, but I'm going to really make your pants look good, BJ. I'm trying. But you know what? I got to talk about this guy here. This is a profile in courage, Jeff. This is a man that is going outside of his comfort zone. He did spout off a little bit, not realizing that Carly Lloyd is one of the greatest soccer players in the world right now, especially she is a multiple-time World Cup champion. So, I mean, this is a great feat, but, I'm starting to believe. Look at your shirt. I'm starting to shaleave that this guy can do this. Shaleave.
It's his birthday. Get it right.
It's his birthday. Yeah, I know. I mean, and happy birthday. But look, this man, if anybody could do it, I think this guy can. Look at this man.
Look at this man. Now you're actually showing how large and not in charge I am.
So let's talk about how this is going to work. We have already taped off 45 yards. It is exactly 45 yards. And Dave is going to get 3 attempts at this kick. We are going to show this live. Brian is going to be the retriever. Mr. Mitchell. And as he goes down, showing the Hayden jersey, he is going to retrieve the football and he'll chuck it back to Dave. 3 attempts. And after every attempt, we're going to talk with Dave. We're going to get his thoughts, maybe what he's going to change for the next attempt, things like that. Don't worry, that ambulance sound is not for Dave, not yet. So let's go ahead and flip the camera here. Mr. Schofield is walking it off. If you recall during the show, he said that if you give Carly Lloyd that big of a walk back, he could make a 55-yarder. That's how it all got started.
She's a little bit faster than me.
Just a tad.
That helps a lot, as you'll see how slow I move going up here.
Okay, so folks,
I will miss-hit the first one. Jeff brought another Tom Brady football. It's got a little bit lacking on the air side.
I got it from the Patriots. That's what they did. All right, so here we go.
Are you ready?
Are you ready is the question.
No, but I'm never going to be ready, so we're going to go with it.
Here we go. Attempt number 1, Dave Schofield, the kick heard around the world. The approach looks good. It's up, and it's wide right. Wide right. Now, we have Dave here. Dave, go ahead and talk us through that. How did that feel? Did you hurt yourself?
I'm feeling it in the quad. I feel it in the quad for every kick now because I'm old. That's the way it works. You guys said you'd bring the icy hot. I'm not sure if you did or not. I'm kind of disappointed that didn't go straight. I didn't care if it didn't go far enough, but I wanted to go straight. And got a little bit of tail action to the right. So We'll see if we can get it a little bit better on the next one. Still don't have a lot of hope to go far enough, but
You actually have experience kicking the football.
it's been a long time.
But you have experience kicking the
Yes,
football.
I did some kicking back in the day, and then therefore I have more experience coaching kicking than I ever did actually kicking. But being a young guy, coaching a high school football team, working with kickers, I did a lot of kicking with them myself. A lot of times like, no, wait, watch this, and then I would still do it. A lot of times if our kicker was on the kick return team, I would then just take the kickoffs and I would do them. So I was kicking regularly then. And back then I felt like I could actually hit this, but that was about 15 years ago.
How short was it, Brian? Because from our vantage point, we know it went wide right, but how short was it?
So I'm saying unofficially about 41 yards.
So he was close.
Landing 41 yards.
He was
Landing
close.
41, but
So we're going with attempt 2. Joe Hayden on his way down to the end zone. Are you going to make any adjustments here? He's just going to be status
No,
quo.
I'm going to try to get my plant foot a little bit better, up to the ball like it should be. I was a little bit, I felt like I didn't quite get up where it needed to be, but I was more or less trying to get comfortable with that first one.
All right, here we go. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Schofield.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
I feel like it's aimed to the right already. But
If you want to make an adjustment, you can.
No, I'm good. It's my job.
You're getting some
All right,
tips
I'm
on.
aiming
You're
right
getting.
for the 2 and the 3.
You're getting some tips on the live chat.
Okay, what do we got? I want suggestions.
They said to use the inside of your foot instead of toe bashing it.
I honestly, as old as I am with my hip, I can't do
All
that
right.
anymore. And honestly, this is what's his name? Mark. He was NFL MVP in the '80s for the Redskins, the kicker.
I don't know.
I've met him before. Brian would know it. We'll ask him when he comes.
Okay.
Maybe
That's-
on the live chat will know it.
Here we go. Attempt number 2.
Okay.
And wide right again. He's got 2018 Boswell syndrome going on right now. He doesn't know where it's gonna go.
I'm not getting the right rotation.
Someone asked about your shoes. I know what kind of shoes those are. Those are softball shoes, right?
Yeah,
Those
they are turf shoes. They are Boombas. They are fantastic. So I wear these for everyday stuff. They're pretty good. All right, Brian, we got a question for you. We need some football trivia. What was the name of the kicker for the Redskins in the 80s? Mark Mosley. That
There
was
you
the name.
go. The
That was
encyclopedia.
the tie for the NFL MVP.
Now that one, Brian, that was worse.
yeah, that fell about short. It went a lot wider. But I'd say about 38 yards unofficially.
38.
But
So this is
not
it.
getting the right rotation.
No, not at all. You're definitely not making good contact. You're blaming the football, but you're not making good
No, I'm not.
contact.
That's on me. I'm saying the ball's not moving that
That's
way.
like a golfer. That's like a golfer blaming the golf ball for a missed shot.
No. That one I could tell. That was just me.
What's up? As people walk by in this park, they are whistling, they're catcalling Brian Anthony Davis for his BJ Finney pants. I just made that up. All right, live chat people are still chiming in. They're saying,
I need suggestions.
the Zubas, everyone asked if I'm wearing the Zubas. I came straight from work. This is what I wear to work. I'm not wearing the Zubas. I do have my Fleet Feet shoes on. I got my Shea Leaf shirt. Not wearing the Zubas. I will rock those when the game starts on Sunday. All right.
Brian and I were ready to walk off the field when Jeff did not show up in the league.
Michael says, I can't believe this is happening.
Right.
That you're kicking the ball.
Yeah. How bad?
Darren says you're running too vertical.
You know what? I normally would take 4 steps over, but when I practiced the other day, my plant foot was so inconsistent that I felt like I couldn't actually do it.
Okay.
So this is the only chance I have to not completely fall on my keister and end up at urgent care.
There we go.
So
This
that's
is
the
it.
biggest goal here.
Are you ready?
I'm not ready.
Well, I want you to be ready. I want you to give this a good run at it.
This is it. I mean, see where Brian's standing? Brian's standing about 5 yards shy of the end line.
Yeah.
I would love to put it right at the Brian Anthony Davis touchdown nose. And the touchdown going down there.
I feel like we need some inspiring music, but I don't have that with me right now. So
Maybe some, I don't know. What's the suggestions in the live chat for the
Someone said maybe you should start with an extra point and move back.
That's
Dal-
what Brian was saying.
Dallas says kick with the wind. There is no wind.
There is no way.
It is stagnant today.
Yes. So you know what? Let's get this over with.
Here we go. Attempt
ready?
number 3.
Here it comes.
Oh, he Tiger Woods did. He pulled a Tiger Woods right in the middle of his backswing. He stopped. It's a pro. He's a
I could
pro.
tell that my step was off.
He's a pro. He's a pro, folks. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Let's see if he can get it. Here we go. The approach. Yikes, and it's no.
Right.
Ray Finkel, wide right. All right, folks, there you have it. We'll wait till Brian Anthony Davis comes back with the football to get an idea as to what he thought from the other perspective, which is the end zone cam. Say that again. Brian's saying it's about 38 yards, so everything was wide right. Everything was wide right. I'm not sure if the laces were out. Dan, are we going for a 4th? All right. Well, here. This is unofficial, but we're gonna go with it anyways. If it hey, it makes it, it counts.
I just want to see if it goes straight.
That's determination. Look at
No.
Oh no, that was wide left.
I should have
Yikes.
stopped at the first one or the third one.
Snowman said to channel your inner Jeff Reed.
that. Think you make it 20? Can you
20?
make it 20?
I can make it.
All right. Well, you know what? This has been great. This is, believe it or not, folks. Come here, Dave. Dave, stop counting off. All right. Let's go this way so the sun is this way. Here we go. This has been great. This is the first time that the 3 of us, who all live in the same town, by the way, have been in the same location at one time. Not, but yeah, it actually is, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we've ever.
I
except for a
saw
podcast.
Dave a lot at softball and things like that. I see Brian. He doesn't live far from me. First time all 3 of us have been in the same. But this town where we live is behind the Steel Curtain headquarters
You got it, and let's make this a habit.
of watching Dave.
Watching me fail miserably. Hey, I took one for the podcast. Once I went out to practice, one time I realized that I was not the man. I'm a shadow of my former self. And unfortunately, that shadow is when the sun is very low, meaning I am a much larger shadow of myself. So props to anyone. How old is Adam Vinatieri?
He's close to 50, isn't he?
How in the world?
He is about 48, and actually he is a descendant of General George Custer's band
Oh my
leader.
gosh, are you serious?
Yes.
Band leader? How the
Yes.
hell do you know this?
So they sent him away for Little Bighorn, and he lived, and that's why we have Adam Vinatieri.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I am a descendant of General George Custer's uncle. Well, not himself, because then I wouldn't be here. But yes, that's a family name of mine as
What
well.
is going on with this show? I mean, what?
We're supposed to be
what?
out here kicking field goals, and we're talking about
It's a Steeler
US
podcast, even though it's on
military.
the road, and I don't know. We're talking
So-
about oh my
So all I have to say is, for those of you out there in your late 20s and early 30s, stay in shape, keep up with the sports, don't let yourself fall apart, and then think you can still do the things that you used to be able to, because guess what? You can't.
You know what? I think the Men in the Hills are going to sing songs about Dave Schofield one day. I'm proud to know him.
Kudos to Dave. It takes guts. I don't care if he missed wide right every time. I don't care how bad it might have looked on YouTube.